Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is just surrounded by mystery and, let's be honest, a lot of misinformation. Sex. We're going to try to separate some of that fact from fiction and figure out what's really going on with our bodies.
So let's just jump right in with a question that, well, I think a lot of us have probably wondered about at some point. It's a question that can cause a ton of anxiety, but you know what? The answer might actually surprise you. You see, the problem is, our whole understanding of sex is often shaped by these totally unrealistic scripts we see in movies or hear from friends. And when our own reality doesn't match up with what's on screen, it can lead to all this confusion and shame and make us wonder, wait, am I normal? To get to the real truth, we're going to turn to the work of urologist and sexual health expert Dr. Rena Malik. Her whole mission is to cut through all that noise and give people real scientific knowledge about their own bodies. All right, let's do it. Let's start separating the facts from the fiction. And our journey here actually begins by learning to listen to our bodies, because they often send us these little secret signals about our health that we might be totally ignoring. And here's what's so fascinating. Our sexual health is often a direct window into our general well-being. It all starts with a group of muscles that a lot of us don't even know we have. Dr. Malik really highlights the pelvic floor. It's this group of muscles that's vital for everything from orgasm to bladder control, but we hardly ever talk about it, especially when it comes to men. In fact, a lot of men are shocked to learn they even have one, but it's absolutely crucial for their sexual function. And this brings us to a really critical connection. Changes in sexual function can be an early warning sign for much deeper health issues. It's not something to be ashamed of or to ignore. It's literally your body trying to tell you that something important is going on. Think of it this way. It's like the canary in the coal mine. The arteries in the penis are tiny. I mean, way smaller than the ones leading to your heart. So when systemic issues like high cholesterol start causing blockages, guess where the problems often show up first? Right there. It's an early warning, long before you might ever feel something like chest pain. And that early warning is incredibly significant. I mean, get this. According to studies, a staggering 50% of men who have a heart attack had previously experienced erectile dysfunction. This isn't just about performance in the bedroom. This is a vital help alert that could literally save a life. Okay, so now let's tackle some of the biggest myths head on. We're going to replace all those cultural assumptions and anxieties with some cold, hard facts and data. All right, first up, that nagging feeling that everybody else is having way more sex than you are. Well, large-scale studies show that for couples in established relationships, the average is about once a week. The real focus, it turns out, shouldn't be on the number, but on the quality of that connection. And here's another huge point of anxiety, one driven almost entirely by the unrealistic expectations we get from porn and movies. The reality is, well, it's very, very different. So, the scientific reality is surprisingly short. Across studies involving thousands of couples from different countries, where partners literally used a stopwatch, the average time from the start of intercourse to male climax was just 5.7 minutes. This chart really shows the massive gap between what we want and what's actually happening. On average, women would ideally like sex to last somewhere between 18 and 25 minutes. Men are hoping for around 12 minutes. Now compare both of those to the 5.7-minute reality, and you can start to see where a lot of misunderstanding and dissatisfaction comes from. And what about those really old myths? You know the ones, like masturbation causing blindness or hairy palms. Well, Dr. Malik confirms there is absolutely no scientific basis for any of them. They were likely just rooted in old rhetoric designed to create shame around what is a perfectly normal and healthy activity. But, sexual health is so much more than just numbers and mechanics. In fact, our minds and our emotions, they often play the biggest role of all. So here's a crucial concept. Desire is not a one-size-fits-all thing. You've got spontaneous desire, which is that instant spark. But then there's responsive desire, which builds from intimacy and connection. Just understanding this difference can be a total game changer for couples, especially in long-term relationships where responsive desire tends to become more common. And your mental state has a direct physical impact on your body. If you are chronically stressed out, your body is just flooded with the stress hormone cortisol. And when cortisol is high, your body literally can't produce the testosterone it needs for desire. And that's true for both men and women.
Since communication is so important, Dr. Malik offers a really practical guide for having these tough but necessary conversations. The key is to just take the pressure off. Talk outside the bedroom, maybe sit side by side in a car so you don't have that intense eye contact, and really try to focus on your own feelings.
So ultimately, the key to a better sex life isn't some secret technique or a magic pill. It really just comes down to self-awareness and then having the courage to have those open, honest conversations.
All of this leads us to one powerful central message that completely reframes this entire conversation, moving it out of the shadows and into the light where it belongs. When we understand the science of our own bodies, it allows us to approach our sexual health not with fear or judgment or embarrassment, but with the confidence and curiosity that it really deserves.
So if you take anything away from this, let it be these things. Your body is not broken. The scripts you see in the media are not reality. Pay attention to the signals your body is sending you, and remember that knowledge and communication are the first, most important steps to empowerment.
We'll just leave you with this one final thought. True health and intimacy don't start with having all the answers. They actually begin with asking the right questions.